All right, here's the most amazing thing in the world in regards to personal growth workshops that still astounds me to this day. If you're involved with a personal growth workshop organization, if you're involved with some kind of organization of self-improvement that offers multiple levels of classes, multiple levels of certifications, whatever it might be, and you feel pressured, or during these events you feel embarrassed, or during these events they're asking you to make amends to people because we're all fired up, I want to tell you that was so 60s, ladies and gentlemen. And anyone involved in personal growth, I don't care if it's life coach certification, personal growth certifications, it doesn't matter to me what they're called, what they're labeled under. If you're up on stage in front of people bleeding your heart out, feeling embarrassed, if you're being forced to break down, if people are peppering you with questions until you melt in front of other people, total strangers, it's an absolute ridiculous form of training. Hi, I'm David Essel. Okay, that's my soapbox. But I got to tell you what happened. This has happened multiple times. Over the last number of years, we have people come into our workshops and certifications, and at the end of the first day, someone will come up to me and go, I can't believe you didn't call me out and make me stand up in front of the group and talk about this thing that I just shared that I'm very vulnerable about. And I go, oh my God, here we go again. That's because you've gone to certain organizations where that they've forced you because they say it's part of personal growth. And they go, yeah. I'll say it's absolute nonsense. It's absolute ridiculousness. Another woman came up to me and said, if I take level 1, do I have to sign up today for level 2? I said, what are you talking about? She said, well, I just came from this other organization and I had to continue to sign up to get a deal or to prove I was serious about my personal growth or to prove I was serious about my life, my work as a life coach. I said, that's insanity. See, that's the 60s mentality, right? When EST came out and a lot of these other personal growth intensive workshops came out, is that it was very common to break you down and embarrass you. It was very common to pressure you into joining on for more groups. It was very important and very common for you to call your friends and family members due to the pressure from the organization and say, hey, if you want to get this, you better get in now because your life sucks. Right? And I have to tell you, that's so 60s. In the year 2011, going into 2012, if people are still using those type of techniques to pressure you into joining for the next certification or the next workshop, if people are keeping you in separate rooms because of the fact that they're saying, hey, listen, we've got to really break this person down. If that kind of nonsense is happening, ladies and gentlemen, please run for the mountains. Okay, because it's just like, years ago, there's certain things that personal trainers used to do, let's say in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, that we wouldn't be caught dead doing today. And it's the same thing with the world of personal growth, life coach certifications, etc. If it feels wrong in regards to you standing up in front of people that you don't know, and you're opening your heart and soul, and they're peppering you with questions to get you to break down and cry, it's all about the ego of the instructors. It's not about personal growth anymore. Now, I've been through those type of workshops, and you know what's really interesting is that I went through them because I wanted to learn. I was like, oh my God, this would be so great, and I'm so open. And I've gone through tons of those types of programs, and every time they get to this point of like trying to break you down or trying to get you to sign up for the next workshop or trying, pressuring you when you're emotionally vulnerable to join that next one, or when you're emotionally high, like you get out of a life coach certification and you're so excited, and there's someone sitting in the back of the room going, okay, now go over and talk to Mary, because right now, if you join, you get $100 off. And if you're serious about being a life coach, you'll go and do it. Or if you're serious about personal growth and letting go of your addictions, if you're serious about this, you'll go to the next level. It's a bunch of nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. The other thing I want to warn you about is this, is that when you go through, and I've been in these groups before, and it always blew my mind. I felt so bad for people because they would get all emotional, all vulnerable. They'd see that they have to make amends to someone. So here you are all day Friday, all day Saturday night they're saying, and write down the names of people that you have to make amends to, that you have to say you're sorry to. Write down the people that you love, that you've blocked out of your life and you want them back in. Call someone and forgive and ask for their forgiveness for something. And I'm sitting there going, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this is such a bunch of crap. It's such a bunch of bullshit. because you're emotionally vulnerable. You make a phone call that you're not even sure is the right one. If you were to wait 2 or 3 weeks or 4 weeks and really process deeply, not get hung up into this crap instructors are teaching you about now is the time to make amends, now's the time to ask for forgiveness, now's the time to forgive someone for raping you, and you're all fired up, or for incest, and you're all fired up, or for taking your money when you opened a business together, and you're all fired up, and you go and you know, I got to make this call. I know you did this to me, but I want to tell you that God loves you and I forgive you and blah, 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 blah. No, slow down. Work with professionals. Take the time to get to that space in your life, ladies and gentlemen. Don't take some instructors on stage voice that says now that you're raw and vulnerable and open and you've reached this deepest access of your inner being and your spirit is flowering, going, no, don't call freaking anyone. Now, I'm not going to tell you don't go to these workshops. I'm going to say don't do that stupid work. You know, it's like, once again, I've gone through hundreds of these different types of weekend intensives, and I did a 7 and a 10-day intensives, all those kind of things. They have their place in society. I'm not saying that they don't have their place. I'm saying if you act in a place of emotional vulnerability, emotional excitement, it's incorrect. Because 30 days later, you might be thinking, I didn't even want to bring this person back into my life. Yes, I can forgive someone, but not bring them back in. That was inappropriate. I've seen it happen over and over again. I get people in my office that are so damaged because they know that they're part of a cult. They know that peer pressure and all these other people signing up has led them to sign up. They know that peer pressure and all these other people making phone calls has led them to make phone calls when they weren't ready. Contact me, talkdavid.com. I'm not saying don't go, okay? Because I know this is going to tick a lot of organizations off, me making this video. I'm not saying don't go. Go to their stuff. Just don't do the ridiculous things. Don't sign on the line for the next workshop when you're in an emotionally vulnerable place. Don't follow their advice to make phone calls, okay? Contact me, talkdavid.com. I'll help you go to these workshops in a healthy, mentally aware state. And make sure that you're in a good state before you make a decision to go further, okay? I'm David Essel. Share this with people you know, with all kinds of people you know. Let's help this world to heal in a sane way. Have a great day.